Once upon a hot summer afternoon, a clever fox was wandering through a vineyard, his stomach growling with hunger. He hadn't eaten anything since morning, and the scorching sun made him even more desperate for something to satisfy his appetite. As he strolled between the rows of vines, his keen eyes spotted something that made his mouth water instantly: a bunch of perfectly ripe, juicy grapes hanging from a high branch. The grapes were a beautiful shade of purple, and they seemed to glisten in the sunlight, almost as if they were calling out to him. Excited by his discovery, the fox approached the vine and stood beneath the grapes. He could almost taste their sweetness. But there was one problem. The grapes were hanging much higher than he expected. Nevertheless, being the confident fox he was, he thought to himself, "This should be easy enough." He crouched down and jumped, but the grapes remained just out of reach. Not one to give up easily. He backed up a few steps and took another mighty leap. His paws grazed the bottom of the bunch, but still he couldn't grab them. He tried again and again, jumping from different angles, even trying to climb the vine, but each attempt ended in failure. After numerous exhausting attempts, the fox was panting heavily. His legs were tired and his pride was wounded. Other animals had started to gather around, watching his failed attempts with curiosity. Rather than admit defeat, the fox straightened himself up, brushed off his fur, and looked at the grapes with pretend disdain. "I don't even want those grapes anyway," he announced loudly to his audience. "They're probably sour and not worth my time. Only a fool would waste energy trying to reach such unripe grapes." With his nose in the air, he walked away, trying to maintain his dignity. The moral of this story? It's easy to despise what we cannot have. Sometimes when we fail to achieve something, we tend to convince ourselves that it wasn't worth having in the first place, rather than admitting our own limitations or failures. This is what we call sour grapes, a term that came from this very fable and reminds us to be honest with ourselves about our capabilities and our desires.